We are headed to IH Parts America this morning.
Gonna basically cook the gear oil out while we're driving.
I'm a little stupid.
Here at Bare Knuckle Binder, we take your brakes seriously.
Okay, please don't kill me.
Then you hit the brights and you literally x-ray through their head.
Well, folks, it's day 2 of the Holden Bros trying to wrangle that old international travel-all back to life.
And I'm Ron Burgundy. Over Donner Summit, back into Nevada. That's our plan today. At least make Reno. Let's rock and roll. All right, guys, this is it. It's our first cruise, and hopefully it goes good. I hope the cardboard works. Please work, please work, please work, please work, please. Well, we got pulled over.
Downtown.
Hey there, buds and budettes.
Buttheads?
Yeah, those
Howdy.
two. It is now our second day here, and we got to be done today and driving tomorrow. By tomorrow evening, we need to be, basically leaving, right?
Yes.
We are headed to IH Parts America this morning to grab a couple of random pieces that we need. We went to Napa last night and got fuel line and fuel filters and some other stuff, so we're hoping to make a pretty big dent in this thing today. Sorry, we were making a pull there. That was like 0 to 10. Super impressive.
I'm pretty sure the International would outrun this.
Now ready to work? Let's go. We got a big day today. Steven's starting out by, looks like he's fixing to mount some tires. And we have got some gangster tires from Interco. We became an ambassador for Interco tires earlier this year, and we've got a set of these TSL SX2s, and these things look sick. It's the same tire that was on Steven's Red Carpet Scout, and it's a bias ply tire. We just really like them. So they've got a good look to them. Got some electrical stuff to go over today. I need to get the panel off the tailgate so that the back window will roll up and down. We've got Jeff knocked out the U-joints in the drive shafts this morning, so those are ready to go back in. We got to do something about a master cylinder. We don't have a master cylinder here for it. We've got all the wheel cylinders in, the backing plates installed, all the shoes on the drums adjusted, which the front ones on this thing are pretty weak, but they're gonna work to get us home. Got our carrier put back in yesterday, and we're gonna make do with what we got there. And it's all little detail stuff, and we still haven't driven the truck. The motor sounds promising, the clutch is there. So hopefully by the end of the day, this thing will move under its own power. I don't know, we got a lift kit to do. We got a clearance for the header for where the shackle is. Anyway, it's a lot of stuff. I'm gonna quit talking and get after it. Let's ride. We just got word from the radiator shop that is cleaning the other fuel tank that we pulled out of the Travelall. We got one tank that's really good. It's about 19 gallons and it's in great shape. Sitting unit looks pretty good. And that's the one that Eric was able to rinse out yesterday.
Don't rinse them out, Jim, it's in the driveway.
But the other tank that was rusty, that hadn't been used in a long time, they hollered and said it's full of pinholes, it's basically junk. Getting fuel tanks for these C-Series trucks is really hard to come by, and nobody makes a reproduction tank. Well, one guy does. I think they're aluminum or stainless in there. They're pretty expensive. It'd be cool if the guys at IH Parts could get some C-Series tanks that are poly. Plastic tanks like they make for the D-Series trucks. So anyway, one tank, 19 gallons, and something that's probably going to get around 10 to 11 miles to the gallon does not give you a warm, fuzzy feeling about driving out across the desert. So Jeff said up here on the hill where all the Internationals are, there's a C-Series Travelall that's a parts truck. So I'm gonna go dig around and see if I can't find a tank that maybe is good that we can still use in this thing. I don't even remember what side tank we need, if it was driver or passenger. So I'm a little stupid. I'll let you know in a minute. No go on the fuel tank. The good tank that we have is the passenger side tank, and that C-Series on the hill passenger side tank. So we're good there. Looks like I'm gonna be carrying a couple of jerry cans with some extra fuel, and so I'm gonna move on to something else, try to get something done.
Here at Bare Knuckle Binder, we take your brakes seriously.
How you doing there, bud?
I'm doing good, bud. How's your mama and them?
Mama's good, them, couldn't tell you.
Putting the hubs back together, bro.
Hey, look at that tire.
Yeah, I picked these out myself. See this travel all of mine.
Yeah.
No, dude, these look awesome. They really do.
We got some 33 950 TSLs.
Hopefully they round out after about 20 minutes of driving and find wherever it is.
What I really came to show you was the fine folks at Schaefer's getting us that 80/90. Got me a quart here, top blowed off.
Got some more parts from IH Parts America right there. New center link and tie rod assembly. So put that thing together. Boom. Shaka laka.
The fine folks at Holly took care of us with our electric fuel pump. Got a 390 CFM 4-barrel and these killer retro bright headlights, along with the hoodies and t-shirts to match. So I'm fixing to install the fuel pump, get that out of the way. Then when we lower it down, we'll do carburetor and headlights. Jeff was underneath there, underneath the Travelall, looking at the exhaust because it had some aftermarket mufflers and turn downs that were like right into the top of the axle tube. So like gonna basically cook the gear oil out while we're driving. And he said, nah, we ain't doing that. Found a stick of pipe and some, I think, Dynamax mufflers. Anyway, he's throwing them on there and gonna stub it out the back.
Well, we've been making really good progress today. We got our rag joint done. Brake lines are on the front. We flushed the brake lines out. We got the wheels and tires on. We've got some twice pipes coming out the back. And we're just kind of tying in little stuff. Fixing to put the fuel tank back in. We got our fuel filter in line, electric fuel pump installed. We're gonna bring it down, put a distributor in it, put a carburetor on it. We've got the drag link done. The center link's done. We're moving along really good, really good. So I want to take a second. I know we've been busting butt working, and I'm gonna go back over a lot of the stuff that we did, at least show it, and hopefully it's not like double redundant, you know, talking about the same thing 25 times, but we just want to show some love to the guys as much as we can from IH Parts. They have done so much for us and made parts happen last second. We've got a master cylinder or a brake booster that's a 1 year only. They happen to have one on the shelf. Just cool stuff like that, making magic happen last second. So we're still in a crunch and trying to get this thing to drive under its own power today. If we can drive, turn, and stop, we'll be doing really good. So that's the goal. Let's go. We've got it sitting back on the ground, and I think it looks super dope. We haven't even put the hubcaps on yet.
No, it's definitely looking killer.
Right now, we are going to swap the carburetor, and we have the correct size 390 CFM 4-barrel Holly to put on it. It's what's on it. We're going to take it off and probably just keep it as another one to go through. The booster, like I said, IHPA had one on the shelf. That is an impossible booster according to them. I've never seen one like it, so I'm definitely going to take their word for it. And we're going to do a thermostat. We're gonna do plugs and wires, but all of them look good. It was hitting on all 8 cylinders. I think we'll just leave that alone, and if we need to get some, we'll grab a set for the road. Maybe an extra master and slave for the clutch. Zaid recommended that. I think it's probably a good idea. And then we're gonna fire it up and see that the charging system works. After all that's done, get the lean best idle set on the carb, check the distributor all in and base timing, and after that, we're not far from cruising down the road and seeing how it does.
All right, so we pulled out our OE headlight we'll show you the next one, but we were doing a little test fitting action. Holly sent us these retro brights, which we put in Sweet Pea when we drove home from Oregon, and it was a game changer. These guys here, look at them bad boys. These are like extremely bright. They work extremely well. Just look at that. Bam! You can see the OE one there. And the retro bright still looks, you know, like the right headlight, kind of period correct. It's a little flatter, I think.
Way freaking brighter, but
Yeah, I was gonna say it's, I mean, at least 5 times brighter.
oh my god, they make the biggest difference on an old car of almost any upgrade. Seriously, like it's like night vision with X-ray.
Yeah, y'all, I'm sure y'all seen the videos we're driving home at nighttime.
Also, it's extremely satisfying when you're in an old car and somebody like they're bright lighting you, okay? And if you were in a regular 60s car, you'd be like,
Okay, please don't kill me.
then you hit the brights and you literally X-ray through their head.
Yeah,
and
you can find out if they have a broken bone or,
yeah,
you know.
they're like, damn, okay. Then they turn their lights off.
Not only can you see, but you can get revenge. So.
Okay, I got the window down. I pulled the clips off that hold it into that track and moved the arms back. It's the same way I do it on a D-Series, just pop that deal back so you can get the window down. And then we were pushing in on this. This is the lever that pops the lock. That took a little finagling, but that rod comes across and that actually grabs onto those strikers. Steven's got that. And as that pulls down, these guys are, I think, what help hold the weight of the gate up. So I'm gonna have to disconnect these. First time getting into one of these, so I don't know if it's easier to, I'm not exactly sure yet, but gotta figure that out. All right, well, I got the motor separated from the gearbox and I have the regulator assembly off. We've got it vice gripped holding the clock spring tension, and you can see how really yucky this thing is. So I'm gonna get this thing pulled apart and see what's on the inside. It doesn't look very promising, but I still have a decent feeling that I can make this thing work. Okay, well, I got the motor working as good as it's going to. It's not great, but I'll show you how well it does tomorrow. It's getting late and we're done. Everybody's done. We're making little mistakes and stuff like that, and it's time to be done. So we're gonna wash up. This is the end of day 2. We have a weight on wheels, swapping the carburetor, finishing up the brakes, and I'm hopefully gonna have the back glass that'll roll up and down. And then we're hoping to be test driving today, but it didn't happen. So we're gonna just gotta get test drives and some shakedown runs tomorrow, and then hopefully leave tomorrow, headed towards Texas on into Nevada. Long day. Thank y'all for hanging in there. We'll see you in the morning. Good night.
Well, folks, it's day 3 of the Holden Bros trying to wrangle that old international travelall back to life. Spirits are high, tools are flying, and if luck's on their side, this might just be the day they roll out of Grass Valley and point that rusty beast back toward the promised land, Texas.
Okay, folks, this is day 3. Welcome back. And today we gotta make hay. Hey. By hay, I mean we gotta drive out of here today with some daylight so that
We're not welcome. And we must go.
Must go faster.
We gotta make hay.
Yes.
It's a 70% alfalfa mix.
And I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
It's gonna be really big this fall, I have a feeling. So we can sell these bales. We wanna make small squares so that the horse people will buy them. And the great thing about it is that you can make a smaller bale and charge the same, because the guys whose wives own the horses, they don't want to have to mess with it. You have to make the bale small enough so that...
This is our final day. We're going by IH Parts this morning so we can get a base plate adapter or a thick gasket to set the carburetor off the intake manifold enough. That way we don't have throttle fulcrum issues making contact. And we're like 60 thousandths from touching the thermostat housing. So we've got to put a carburetor on it from Holly. We've got a distributor put in from Bill Hamilton at Hamilton Fuel Injection. You need to check both those people out. Good products. We've driven across the country on that stuff already. We've got
Holly retro bright lights.
retro bright lights we got to put in this thing. We need to make sure all of our
tailgate motor.
bulbs and all of our stuff are working, blinkers and whatnot. The tailgate motor I've got kind of working. I think enough to help it up and help it down so we can get in and out of the back of this thing on our trip.
We need to make sure our windshield wipers work in case we hit a, blizzard.
Yep. We're gonna go over the stuff that we got
Wire
done.
up our fuel pump.
Yeah,
I think that's,
we've been slamming this out, trying to rock and roll, and it's been full days, as hard as we can work all day long, and so we've been trying to catch it all, but it's a pain in the ass to do it, and we're out of time. Today's the last day, and we've got a long way to get home. So we'll see you over at Jeff's. We got to make hay today. Let's go.
Hey. Making hay today.
Least favorite things to do in California is to get gas.
Yeah, it must be, real convenient to charge you $5 a gallon. That's how they force you into a hybrid.
Picked up a 5-gallon can at Napa for 30 or 40 bucks, and we're gonna put about $75 worth of gas in it.
$100 gets you
An investment in our future.
Yeah, it's a long-term investment. You guys think we got this today?
Yes.
We're out of here today for sure, right?
I would have left 2 days ago.
It's time to see this thing come together and to drive, which we have not done yet at all except to idle it into the shop. So we need today to be a good day. Back here at the Ismail shop, Jeff was kind enough to give us the key to the place. He's actually up at IHPA and said, here guys, just go do what you need to do and I'll be there. If you need something, I'll bring it. Extremely hospitable family. Can't say enough about good things about these folks. They're just awesome people and very, very helpful and very knowledgeable. So thank you again to IHPA. Okay, now let's go over what we got done yesterday because I don't think we did a very good job of filming. We got brakes wrapped up, the rear diff topped off in full, the transmission topped off in full, same with the transfer case, U-joints done, drive shafts back in, shocks on all 4 corners. I got the rag joint taken care of, I believe, at the front. I'll show you all that in a second. I got the tailgate down and the regulator assembly out. It's over on the bench. Hopefully that's gonna work.
Jeff knocked out our twice pipes out the back.
Oh yeah, I didn't show that at all.
I caught a little bit of it as he was working on it, but
Y'all saw the other day, we peened the carrier in that thing, so we really need the rear diff to get us across the finish line. We also got the fuel sending unit installed. A little bit of a battle to get the right O-ring, but we ended up just cutting one and then super gluing the end together, letting it cure, and then set this piece in there last night. Eric got it mounted up. I think that y'all swapped the longer fulcrum arm, right? Onto a new sender.
We thought we could save the original sender, but it was just, the more we messed with it, the further it got.
We got the carburetor pulled off and swapped. The folks at Holly hooked us up. Steven showed you a little bit about that, but we've got a 390 CFM vacuum secondary 4-barrel. That is the correct carb for this application, and plenty of carburetor, even for the biggest of the SV motors. A lot of people want to put 600, 750s, all that crap on there. It's not worth it. If you need to see the math, go enter a CFM calculator, and you'll see that the operating RPM, the displacement of this motor, doesn't require any more carburetor than a 390 CFM. That thing is gonna run just fine. The folks at Holly hooked us up, sent us a carb, some retro bright lights. We got some swag stuff in here that we're gonna put on when we get done rolling through the dust and the dirt and the wheel bearing grease, because they actually sent us a couple of nice hoodies and some nice shirts. So we're waiting to ruin those, trying to prolong that as much as possible. Got the tires and wheels mounted. Got a hubcap on back there. I have to wait to show you the final when we get the fronts on. Got the hubs pulled apart and cleaned, wheel bearings are packed, new hub seals installed. Got the center link stuff done. So we got this kit. This is from IH Parts. If you need steering parts, you need to call these guys because they have the OE stuff, they can get the OE stuff, and then they have upgrades for it as well. And one of the upgrades we did yesterday was the drag link, which uses a GM 1-ton tie rod on this end and a standard tie rod on that side, but it's a nice adjustable link. Here's my rag joint assembly. We got that guy knocked out. Got a Borgeson shaft put on there. Master cylinder swapped. A 1-year only booster that they happen to have in stock. Another reason IHPA kicks ass. That's about all I can think of off the top of my head. I know there's other stuff that happened. We really got to get it across the finish line and driven out of here basically in the next couple of hours, because we have to get over the mountain, over Donner Summit, back into Nevada. That's our plan today. At least make Reno. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah!
All right, new unit from Bill Hamilton going in. How's it going down there, bud?
It's going good.
Yeah.
Really good.
You are not
So anyway, the tank's going good.
This is the wrong fuel pump for an IH. This is for a Chevy.
Look at that long.
No bueno. Don't buy this.
No,
This doesn't work.
I don't buy
It'll
anything.
snap in your engine and it'll explode and catch on fire
Sounds pretty cool, actually.
and turn into fireworks.
Hard sell.
So right here, I don't have a ground. I've got open voltage, and over here, I have a ground on this side of the truck. So I've ran a home run wire from here to this deal. I'm gonna take and buzz it, put an isolator on it, and that should help us have a ground inside here so that when we go to roll the window up and down, it'll work. Bingo. Okay, so got this wired up. This is gonna be the first test run with the window clipped in. Yeah, push towards the dash, okay? And then push towards me. Okay. Boom, dude. Bingo!
That's great.
Haha!
Okay, so
Right there.
we started bleeding out the brakes,
All the way up to that edge.
and she is just pissing brake fluid.
This was
from several spots, and we think we got some crack lines and possibly fittings. So
Working on getting a grocery list together and go on and get some brake stuff.
Back here, where the brake line goes into the rear before it tees at the axle, that fitting was leaking. It tightened up, and the seam that was in the tube was split and actually leaking behind the nut, spraying fluid. And so I've got the line here and rolled it over because they're having to get a material list to go to town. Got a pair of vice grips on it, and after we get done testing the front, we crimp this off so we can pump the brakes up and make pressure in the front side, because we have a brake fluid leak up there as well. Up there, that's what that puddle is. Once we see what the deal is there, we'll cut this, put a union in it, and then run it back there. Hopefully it's not the one between the header and the frame that you can't see or touch or work on. I bet it's that one.
It's much easier to work on it in the air.
See this unit right here? This thing has been giving us hell because somebody added another line to the bottom side of that proportioning valve, double feeding the front brakes. We suspect that somebody thought that they had a brake issue on the front, so they tried to come up with a way to add more fluid or something to the front. We're working around that, trying not to reinvent the wheel, but just tighten up the fittings so we can try to be done. We've got all the stuff loaded up in the back. Most everything is loaded up, trying to bleed the brakes, and we've been battling brake lines now. It's been about 2.5 hours, so this is the day we need to leave. We need to be already like in Nevada. Trying to get the perp off the high idle cam.
That oil pressure?
Yeah, dude, we're looking good. Charging. Alright folks, we're loaded up and hopefully this is the last of working on this thing that we're gonna do. We got the tailgate going. She's got the striker adjusted. She's pretty, well, was pretty minty if I'd have got a little ass behind it. There's that.
Beautiful. That is success.
Great job.
Thank you guys so much.
Right on,
Jeff,
dude. I hope you guys
thank
have
you,
a
dude.
rad journey out to Texas with this.
Me
thing.
Thank you, man, so
I'm
much.
glad to see you
All
guys.
your help,
preserve some
brother.
history.
Nice to meet you back there,
Get out of
brother.
my backyard and
We've had a good time
backyard, man.
finding more and more reasons to come back to California. I never thought I would say that, but the more time we spend here, the more I really actually like it.
Yeah.
Hospitality, the food, the friendship, the weather, the trucks. It's been solid. All right, guys, wish us luck. We're fixing to hit the road. Hopefully we aren't firing the camera back up to tell you about something that
We will.
didn't work.
Yeah, we will happen.
All right, guys, this is it. It's our first cruise, and hopefully it goes good.
Later,
Bye, guys.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all. We're going, dude. We're going. We're going. It's moving. It's driving.
Kind of reminds me of Sweet Pea a little
It
bit.
does, dude. A little travel all. This is what it was like talking to Sweet Pea. All right, little Sweet Pea. Like,
All right,
remember,
Sweet-
we're cool, right? Like,
Sweet Pea's uncle.
we are doing it. Damn it, we're doing it again.
You get like them fuzzies all over again
Oh,
when you're
man.
leaving safe space.
We have 1,800 miles to go. Let's see if we can get a couple under our belt. Well, we went 10 miles, and it's doing way better than Sweet Pea.
Yeah.
We haven't got out to see if it's peaking in oil yet. We want to get really excited and just try to be positive and make positive vibes into the world before we get out and see any problems. So we're gonna get out and get some gas and think positive thoughts. Upon first inspection, we're looking pretty good. All the fluids are where they belong. Everything's looking pretty tidy. Nothing leaking, nothing dripping. We're ahead of the game already. Compared to the last trip we took, we're sitting pretty solid so far. So y'all think positive vibes, and maybe, just maybe, we'll get at least to Nevada before we have an issue. See if this works. I haven't checked this yet. That's pretty crusty. I don't know. Might have to play with that a little bit. Dang it. Well, bud, we made it to I-80.
Yeah, getting on the road with the big boys.
Woo, doggy. We need you to just keep doing what you're doing.
Exactly.
Just keep doing what you're doing. Look at this country we're in, guys. I mean, dad, gummit. Let's go, bud. Woo, got her up in overdrive, buddy. Ah! Also, there is a fist-sized hole in the cowl on my side and Steven's side, and this has the coldest winter wonderland ram air.
It's like taking your brand new car and putting the AC on floor and turning the blower motor full blast and then add ice.
Over there and right here, very cold air. It's cold in here and we don't have a heater, so we're gonna put some coveralls on and try to duct tape the holes that are in the cowl and fix that, because it's as cold in here as it is outside, and you can see there's plenty of snow on the ground. There's people skiing and freaking snowboarding all around us. So.
All right, we've got on our hoodies and our long johns.
God, dude, it's so
And
cold.
How about them Holly Retro Brights? Dang!
Sorry for everybody that is in front of us because only the high beams work right now.
Yeah, high beam's hung on high beam. But Tessimer's cutting some cardboard up that we had left over from a sack of pineapples we bought. We're taping that over the cow, and hopefully that's gonna slow down the Frigidaire that this thing came installed with.
Turns out this is an international refrigerator.
Yeah.
Gunner Summit! Ah! I hope the cardboard works. Please work, please work, please work, please work. It worked, dude. It worked. It was like we were riding with Matt Carricker in the Hummer for a second, dude.
You guys got any money?
Dude, it was terrible.
We have 39 miles.
Yeah, basically 40 minutes to...
We're going to a place called the Golden Silver Inn in Reno, so we get a hot cup of coffee and kind of get our wits about what we're gonna do.
You might get ready to drop off our freaking rental. We're all in, baby. Woo!
Here we go. If you're wondering how we're getting along, we're getting right along there, bud. Overdrive's what I'm talking about, boy.
I think I got a name. Left lane cruiser. I mean, I can literally pass anybody if I wanted.
That's too cool of a name, you can't have it. I made it to Reno, bro.
Truck, yeah.
Dude, this thing cruises so freaking good.
It does. It's amazing.
It's incredible. It is insane. 1966. Crazy, dude. This thing's almost 60 years old. We just ran 75 miles an hour a couple of times down the freaking interstate. There it is. The Golden Silver Inn. Let's get a cup of coffee and warm up. What do you think, Justin?
I try not to. It hurts too much. But it's fun to drive. It's squirrely on those knobs, but it's squirrely on the knobs. That's how they do. I mean, it's just how they do it.
What's happening? Did you try getting squirrely on the knob or? All right, we got basically 10.5 gallons of gas.
93 miles to IH Parts, which is where we filled up basically.
Okay,
Yeah.
so around 9, little less than 9.
8.85.
Right on, okay.
Going up a mountain.
Doing
Yeah.
75.
Yeah.
70. Definitely not bad.
No, that's better than Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea on that same stretch got 6.6 and a half, I think. It was not good, and gas is not cheap. We're like
It's a lot cheaper here.
$3,000 or $4,000 in, and we've made it 100 miles. So,
Where's your mark? Yeah.
yeah. All right, I'm gonna shut up. We're trying to get on the highway. All right,
Let's
we decided the plan for tonight is to get to Fallon, which is about an hour and a half from here. Hours? Hour.
Well, it really depends on how much trouble you have.
Hopefully we don't have any trouble and we just got a 1 hour ride to Fallon because it's super dark, it's pretty chilly. Well, we got pulled over. The cop goes, dude, what's up with the plate? Because it's like original. He's like, this thing is so unregistered, it's not even funny, dude.
But he said it while he's laughing, so.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. Hopefully he's gonna let us go. It is midnight in the middle of Nevada. We're just trying to get to a hotel room and I'm not trying to hurt nobody. It's got insurance on it. I don't know.
I got the title and I bought it.
He said it's so cool it's criminal, that's why I pulled you over.
Yeah. All right, well, I don't remember the deputy's name, but he let us go.
Super cool guy.
Super cool dude. We told him to go watch our YouTube channel. So
He thinks the travel law is great.
yeah, he does. He said he's gonna comment. So if you're watching this video, scroll up and down. And if you see the comment from the deputy in Nevada, give him a like. 'Cause he's a really cool dude. Thanks, man. All right, guys. We are headed to Fallon, about 20 minutes away. Well, we made it to a hotel, but we also have a problem. Well, the taillights went off finally, but the brake lights are on and the rear drums are hanging. I think they've been hanging for a little bit, so I smell brakes burning actually now that I'm back here by the rear of it. We're gonna let it just be for the evening. It's late. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning in a little hole in the wall town in the middle of Nevada. It's about 32, 30 degrees outside. So anyway, we're gonna go get some shut-eye and we'll work on this thing in the morning. Later.